fart sex, cum-splosion, perks of being a wallflower, shit niblets.
This confrontation can cancel your career.
Canceled. 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 Canceled.
Cancel.
Canceled. Canceled.
Cancel culture
podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cancel Culture Podcast, the writer's room where a diverse group of Gen Z female comedy writers write a funny, unoffensive joke about a topic that most might consider a no-fly zone in comedy that even an old, white, cis male dude, aka my dad, could tell without getting canceled. This week's topic: pedophilia. That's right, we're going to write a pedophilia joke that even a man, again, my father, can tell without sounding like an asshole. Why?
Show that it's
possible. Good job.
That was good.
Okay, let's introduce our players today and vote on whether or not we think we can make a pedophilia joke funny. Let's start with Sarah, the one who pronounces it pedophilia.
Yeah, pedophiles. I think pedophilia, I've laughed at it before, I'll laugh at it again. I think it can be funny.
Amazing. That's one vote for yes. Mehek, who's actually our industry plant.
Hello. I'm gonna agree with Sarah. I'm gonna say yeah. I think I can get a good laugh out of this.
Okay. Elayna, our resident crazy cat lady.
You know, I think it's possible. I think we can do it. I think we can write about it.
I love it. And I'm Jamie, and I sometimes drink seltzer too fast just to feel something. I think that it is possible. I think it very much will follow the same rules as maybe like the rape jokes, but I'm excited to find out. Okay, great. And lastly, and certainly leastly, the guy who left me in a Dwayne Reed alone once when I was 8. Evan, what say you?
I have no comment.
Wow, you don't have a comment. Wow. You don't even want to say
so
pedophilia is bad.
Wow, guilty.
You know,
I feel like I can't even
silence
really
says
participate
everything.
in this conversation.
No, you can stop talking now. That's good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Amazing. Well, team, let's talk about some pedophilia jokes that we think have gone awry.
Let's talk about Dane Cook.
Let's
talk about it. I think we have a clip for it.
We have a soundbite.
It's pretty nasty. So we should watch it together.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Sleepy Paul's playing it in.
Sleepy Paul.
That's our producer, by the way. It's 7 a.m. where he lives. So we're just, we've roped him in. Okay, go ahead.
This game with each other, but it's so salacious. It's a far more sinister game. One time I was driving, me and my buddy Bobby were at a red light, and we casually look over, there's a daycare, and Bobby turns to me and goes, dude, what would you do if when we looked in the window of that daycare, there was a teacher blowing a little boy who was crying? Would we drive away or go in and kick his ass? I was like, well, we would definitely go in and kick his ass. He goes, all right, dude, check it out. After we saw the teacher blowing the little boy who was weeping, what if you looked down and I had an erection? I would deal with that later. Can you not add a Third Amendment to this horrific Dateline episode? This is...
Woo!
Okay.
Not the wooing. Not
that was
the
a
woos.
roller coaster. I really went on
like
some ups and downs.
I feel like we should set up what the premise of the joke was. I mean, obviously not to like, it's still not a good joke, but so that it makes sense.
Sure. I think a key detail is that he has all these hypotheticals, right? He's listing before this, like these hypothetical events. It's about like the girlfriend, like that classic girl thing of being like, oh, would you still love me if I like gained 20 pounds? Would you still love me if I did this? And then eventually it like rises all the way to this.
He was like, yeah, well, guys play this game too, which also I think I did him a favor by not playing the setup, because I think the setup is like kind of like just like lazy sexism, but that's just me.
Women.
Women, they say things and I don't listen.
Them.
And it was like on the verge of being funny because the concept itself could be something funny.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
anyway, back to what
That's
he
a
said about
tagline for
pedophilia.
Dane Cook's career, on the verge of being
On the
funny.
verge of being funny. Yes,
Ooh,
I concur.
Burn.
Take
Tough,
that, Dane Cook.
tough.
But the thing that
Yeah.
I think is interesting about the pedophilia joke is that there are parts of it that I feel almost redeem it. It
Say more.
just needs, like, for example, right? The first part where he's saying, like, let's look in the window and you see the teacher getting blown by a child is jarring and horrific. And I hate that. And I
Mhm.
like hate that he said the thing about the kid crying specifically. Like, I think
Yeah.
it would have even been if he had just phrased it like, what would you do if we looked in a window and like a teacher was abusing their student? That almost would have been okay, not okay, but like it would have worked in the joke. I feel like there's
Mhm.
something so jarring about the words that he chose and make
Right.
it
Yeah.
so graphic.
Weeping was rough.
Right. And
Right.
he did say, would we go beat them up? I guess, which
Just
could
to,
have
just to
had
clarify,
potential. Yes.
the teacher is blowing the child in his joke, not the other way around.
Great.
Thank you
In
for
that case, it's
distinction.
fine.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
makes it okay.
I just want the facts on the record.
That is no. That's
That moment, that
different.
moment of silence.
Okay, Politico.
Fact check. I'm actually
Exactly.
fact checking that. Jamie, your idea definitely, like, if he had focused less on the visual imagery, which is like an absurd
Yes.
thing to even say as a note, like you should not have the impulse to do
Yeah.
that. But like if he focused less on the visual imagery and focused more on like the fact that it's so insane that this friend has done the hypothetical game you know what I mean? So if it's like
I
if
see what you're
he's
saying.
the voice of reason and his friend is
Yeah.
crazy saying it, then he's like, oh my god, what? Why would you? That's insane, right? If he like doubled
Yeah.
down on how crazy it is, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would still give him the note to like pick a different crime or like pick a different.
He could
Right.
have come up with a funnier
avenue.
punchline too. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well, the erection, I think, was the punchline in this case.
Right.
Is there a world in which that could have
Yeah.
landed ever if he got rid of the weeping imagery? No.
But the way he ends the joke, he basically makes his friend's erection at pedophilia okay.
Yeah.
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 He almost makes it acceptable.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that Evan typed what he just said in the chat because we've trained him so well now not to interrupt us. So guys, we're really doing
Progress.
The work. We're doing the work here.
The podcast is working.
One
That was-
old white guy at a time.
That was
Hey,
the
that's all
point
you
of
can
this
do.
podcast.
I guess I'm just interested in those like loophole setups, like this whole hypothetical thing that allow for like a laugh just for shock factor's sake.
Mhm.
Like I
Mhm.
enjoy when I can get that laugh. And I feel like this, or with the whole setup, I found it a little bit funny. Like I was able to laugh at it.
Mhm.
I didn't hear the audience like hysterically laughing and think that they were crazy. With this snippet that we just showed, I think it makes it seem completely insane because he's just talking about someone getting hot. Like, you know, it's disgusting. But with the whole setup, I don't know. I just think maybe
I hear what you're saying.
Mhm.
It falls in the middle valley too. I think of like absurd, like just totally off the walls absurd, and then like no, there's still a sense of normalcy. I feel like it needed to
Yes.
commit to one.
One or the
And
other.
then
I
honestly,
agree.
I think it would have worked. I think it's just the fact that he didn't really like he doubled down on the worst like one bit
Right.
line of it instead
Yeah.
of picking like a format.
Yeah.
And then
And
I
so
think
you-
it honestly would have worked if he had just been like, I'm fully committing to the absurdism of this joke and I'm not going to be a good guy. No one's a good guy.
Mhm.
Or like, I need to say that this is outlandish. And do you know what I mean? Like he needed to just,
Right. Because you
Yeah.
can't tell what he
didn't
what's
have a strong
normal, what's
stance.
absurd, what's funny, what's not. What is your stance on pedophilia? Is it good? Is it bad? I can't
is
tell.
your stance?
After listening to this,
Which is never what you want to hear. I
Right.
feel like you want people to know where you stand on pedophilia.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's a good note for us. That's a good starting point.
Right.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
A rule. We'll add it to the list of rules later.
Yeah.
Make it clear where you stand on pedophilia.
Quick side note: Dane Cook's brother stole all of his money.
Wait, what?
True story. Google that shit.
Okay.
Dane Cook's brother stole all of his
Paul, if
money.
you could
How did he
Google
even get it? How
Yeah,
did he even get his hands on
he
it
was
in
his
the first
manager.
place?
Oh.
Oh, that's ass.
Oh, Paul sharing
Pleaded guilty to embezzling millions. Ooh, that's not bad.
Daryl. Hold up.
3 million.
Hold
He went to
up.
prison for 5 to 6 years.
Wow.
His name is Daryl.
Daryl. Well, I mean, he with a name like Daryl, he was going to steal all of them.
Can we just Daryl and Dave?
Brother.
Their parents
Daryl
hated them.
And Dave.
I do think it's cute to know they're half brothers. That makes a world of a difference.
No, the reporters. I know that reporter had to put that in there. Let me.
They're half.
They're not real brothers.
It makes it okay.
Brothers.
It's like villainous.
It makes half of the embezzlement okay. Okay.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thanks,
Thank
fact checker Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
You
Paul
really can't
Politico.
trust anyone.
Sleepy Paul on the not so sleepy.
So before we move on to some found examples of maybe successful pedophilia jokes, Sarah and I actually, in preparation, have been working on our own joke that we thought would go over well. That we've, I don't know.
It's
Do you
a
have anything
project.
to say?
It was a little something on the side. I'm excited to see what you think.
I think, yeah. Well, I'm not going to quantify it. I'm just going to
no disclaimers. Just play it.
We don't talk to the pedo. No.
Oh God.
We don't talk to the pedo.
Just wait.
But
Okay.
it was my 5th birthday. We were playing and there was a white van driving by.
No, a white van driving by.
Pedo walks in with a mischievous grin.
Candy.
He had lollipops and Swedish fish. Pedo says, wanna see my dog?
Why did he ask us?
He leads us to the parking lot.
Wanna pet the dachshund?
Is it the whole
He asked
song?
us what was our age.
And he
We'll let it play.
We don't talk
I just
to
want you to
the
hear the hook
pedo.
again in case you didn't catch it.
No, that's
We don't talk to the pedo.
that's good. No, that's good. We don't have to. You don't have to play the entire.
Okay.
Did you record the entire song?
Did you do the whole song?
Is that a joke?
No, that's
You're
all we had.
hesitating. You're hesitating.
That's all we
Okay.
had of it.
We stopped
If
it
you
there.
didn't
We thought
like
that
it,
was
that's
Sarah
all we
on the
had.
vocals.
Yeah, it was me
Sarah,
singing.
you sounded
It was
absolutely
great.
beautiful though.
Oh,
on those.
good.
The vocals were great.
Good voice. Thank
She's
you.
amazing.
Wait,
The
that's a
vocals were
children's
great.
song, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's we
it's
don't talk
from-
about Bruno.
What film's that from again, Jamie?
Encanto.
Encanto.
Yeah.
Most popular
Sarah,
movie.
Nominated for the Oscar.
Hold up.
So
Sarah,
you
you've
took
not
a
even
children's
seen it.
song.
I haven't seen the film. No.
We're not gonna
You
get
haven't
sued
even
for
seen the
this,
film.
right?
Is it
You
kids'
just
film?
took the song.
Disney?
Wait, you haven't seen? Oh my god.
Listen,
Didn't it sound like a kid's song?
Pretty catchy though, huh?
Did you?
I feel
I
like
mean, someone else made the song.
We don't talk to the-
but it was good.
It was
Are th-
honestly shocking.
It was
The
shocking.
production value was really out of this world. How did you?
I think it
how
was-
did you
Amy edited
do
it.
that?
I think it was innovative.
What were some of the lyrics?
It was my 5th birthday. My 5th birthday.
Yeah.
We were getting
We were
ready.
playing
There was a
outside.
white
and
There was
van
a white
driving
van
was
driving by.
He walked in.
You
The
have
pedo
memories?
walked in with candy.
Candy.
Swedish
He had
fish?
sweet something in
No,
Swedish
that
fish.
part actually killed me. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, don't you think it might be like marketable to like, like there's Kids Bop.
I'm sorry.
What exactly
what?
are you proposing?
What market are you
Like-
trying to sell this
Like
to?
a PSA for children about pedophiles, but in the form of Disney parodies.
No.
Kids love Disney.
I don't know that that's your best market. I don't know
Okay.
that that's your best.
I think
Well,
the level of psychological damage it might do
Outweighs any.
outweighs the good
Okay.
it might do.
I also think it'll just be
It's a fair take.
for a 5-year-old.
Can we move on to another comedian? I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
I feel
let's-
like you guys aren't loving it, so let's move on.
claustrophobic.
Okay, great. Well, I don't know if you're gonna like
Here,
this next
wait.
one because
It's
it's
another song.
another song, and you guys seem to
Which you hate.
be
Well, there seem to be adults listening to this song, so already the market is better, the audience is better. I might like it more.
okay, great. Roll clip.
All right, this is the last thing you're going to hear tonight. It's a happy song, but it's got
Love his hair.
complicated words. So just
Russell
listen
Brand.
really
It's
hard.
really a
Fuck the
laboratory.
motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, he's a fucking motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, he's a total motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, fuck him, fuck the motherfucker. Fuck the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucking Pope. If he covered for a single motherfucker who's a kitty fucker, fuck him, he's as evil as the motherfucking rapist. And if you look into your motherfucking heart and tell me true, if this motherfucker motherfucking stupid fucking song offended you with its filthy fucking language and its fucking disrespect. If it made you feel angry, go ahead and write a letter. But if you find me more offensive than the possibility the Pope protected priests when they were getting fucking fiddly, then listen to me, motherfucker, this here is a fact. You are just as morally misguided as that motherfucking power-hungry, self-aggrandized bigot in the stupid fucking hat.
Oh, I loved that.
Wow.
I mean,
What I was mad scientist. That's what I was trying to think of
with the hair.
I think our biggest mistake, Sarah, was maybe we should have just done our hair like that.
You think
and
it's
not the eye makeup? Yeah.
Fair.
You know what it is?
Next time.
He makes it very clear. Pedophilia, bad.
Yes, which is refreshing.
It's
Right.
the thesis of the song.
And he said some things. He said kitty fuckers. He said fiddly. He said some words which are kind of visceral and icky, but they worked in the context.
Because of music, maybe? I don't know.
That was my thesis.
Yes, I think so. I think music was a great tool there. I see where you were going. I think your song, unclear a little where you stand on pedophilia.
We don't have to talk about our song again, okay?
Let's leave the
just
song.
Focus on
Leave that at the door.
Focus on Tim Minchin, okay?
Right.
Vocals were good.
I would prefer not to leave maybe the song. I mean, you guys made it seem like you recorded the whole thing, and I would
No.
like to hear it.
We didn't.
We didn't. But what I will say is, I liked too that even within the guise of a song, he was able to set up punchlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes after a specific set of pedophiles.
Mm.
There's an
targeted.
enemy, there is a villain in the joke. It is not just pedophilia, it is these collection of pedophiles.
Right.
It also should be noted, what year was that? That was like long time ago.
Early.
Pope Benedict was just found out to have covered up. Like last year, it finally came out. So not only that, but he was pointing at something that really needed to. That was before Spotlight. That was before a lot of the. So he was also, doing something really dangerous.
Call him out.
You guys should send him your song.
I think he could do. I think he'd be into it. To be
Put it in
honest,
Mehek is not letting it go.
I want to hear it.
There is more to that song, though, right?
No,
There has to be.
There's no more to the song,
don't
but we
believe
do
you.
have another good example to cover. So I think I have the
Okay,
clip for this
whatever.
one.
Okay.
All right. Who is this?
This is, I actually don't even remember their name, but we found them. Remember, we were looking like just on playlists on Spotify for. Okay, so this is one of those.
Oh, let's
So
go.
you just gaslit us. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dance break, actually.
A 5-foot frame, rope behind his back. When he calls your name, knee him in the sack.
Okay.
Yeah, he loves the
Better.
tweens, but
Okay.
hates it when we scream. We don't talk to the pedo, no. We don't talk to the pedo.
You're getting into it, admit it.
He
I
told
like
me
it.
he'd be at church the next day, Sunday.
We're tying in
I
priests
looked for
here.
him in the
Church, yeah.
pews, but just like he said, he was indeed at church, but at the front, leading the prayer.
Ooh.
He licked his lips, then he said, Amen. He told me that is Bible.
Should we? Do you guys?
You leave it there? Leave
should
them
we-
wanting more?
Yeah, I
Little
feel
bit
like
of
we'll leave it
tease?
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
There's not really any
I-
more anyway.
I think this
True.
verse landed the plane a little bit better. I can tell you pedophiles bad. I can tell you that's your
So
thesis
now we have a
Great.
stance.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's the case because I'm hearing a lot of backup vocals that sound like very sexual, and I don't know what to do about that.
The
Like, why did
juxtaposition.
I think that's a
Why
you
did
thing,
you
Mehek.
moan? Why did you moan into the microphone?
It wasn't a moan. It was a scream because we said the word scream, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to
Not
like.
sound like a scream.
Okay.
The
Not
line
the kind of
before that
scream
was-
you were going for.
The line before that was he's into tweens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like
But
when we
hates it when we
scream.
scream.
And I think it's Sarah definitely moaning. I think that's
Me?
No,
gotta
I think
be
it was
you.
Jamie, actually.
Yeah, it was Sarah. It was 100.
I'm
definitely Sarah.
cackling.
Yeah,
Evan's
the-
like, no, definitely Jamie.
The centralized
You
vocals
threw
in the
Sarah
background
under
in the
the
song
bus
about
so quick.
pedophilia
Ew,
are my
I don't-
daughter. Yes. Well,
Ew.
no, but now you know how I
Okay.
feel, actually.
Okay.
I do
great.
feel a lot like you right now.
Let's move on. I don't like the feedback.
Let's
we're
move
getting.
on. Yeah, we don't have
like
to
it.
talk about it anymore.
I don't like the feedback
don't
I'm
talk about
giving, actually.
Jesus.
So-
Maybe we just move into like the rules about.
Yeah,
Can
we
let's
move
do
into
it.
the rules about
Put some
pedophilia?
sanctions on
Daughter.
this.
That might be
Okay.
good for you
Okay.
guys to hear.
So I guess rule 1 is define your stance on pedophilia. Done. We think it's
Bad.
right? Bad.
Either side of the aisle, just pick one
Anti.
and
And
stay
we are
there.
anti-pedophilia.
Anti-pedophilia.
No, we are. We
Anti-pedos.
definitely- yeah.
Great.
Okay, great. What else? I feel like there's also tying in what we talked about in the rape joke episode. Don't make fun of the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really
Don't make
important.
the victim the punchline.
I think if you're gonna be absurd, like you better be absurd. Don't like half-ass it. So if you're gonna, if you want to be controversial or say something that's like a little out of pocket, like commit to the
bit.
absurdity. Yeah.
Yes. And maybe just revise it.
Well, there's always that.
There's always the
That's a
editing.
rule that carries over episode to episode.
Yes, it seems like we have a theme here. Maybe just don't shit out the first thing that comes to your brain.
Yeah. What were
I
you
also
gonna say?
think like
Sarah?
pick a group, like you can get specific, like what Tim Minchin did. He picked the Pope instead of trying to like sink your teeth into the whole umbrella that is pedophilia. That's hefty. Why don't you narrow it down?
And like also again, and Mehek has said this before, low-key maybe don't do it. like no one's no one's holding a gun to your head.
Can I double click on this? So you found a ton of examples.
When did you coin that catchphrase, by the way? Because that's
I
like
like it.
Let's
that?
double click on
Can
that.
we double click on that?
I did not coin that,
Okay.
but I will
like
take credit
it.
for it on this podcast.
Another white guy taking credit for something.
You
he didn't make.
found, I'm sure it was a white guy who said double click, but if you found so many examples of comedians doing pedophile jokes, why? Can we just, just would love to understand why we think comedians continue to return to this topic, because it's so difficult maybe, or
there's something inherently absurd about pedophilia. I feel like I'm about to like dig a hole for myself, but there is like something like the aesthetics that go along with it are very unique. Like the way that it might look, like the classic pedophile man trope, and like there's just like, I don't know. I just think, and it's not funny. Of course, it's not funny, but it is absurd. Like it is.
There's Chris
outlandish.
Hansen.
Exactly.
There are like absurd things that have surrounded the topic.
It's been commercialized. Like, I don't know.
I think that just like what you're saying is, I think that it's assumed that everybody agrees that pedophilia is bad. So it almost seems safer to them to talk about it. Whereas like with rape, obviously everyone should assume and be on the same page that rape is bad. But because of the fact that it's women and people hate women, they're like, okay, well, I can tell a joke that is inherently hating on women.
I definitely have a thesis, and it's very much so in that similar vein to what you just said, where it's like, I think there's something that feels very like inconquerable about like the pedophile joke to comedians, where it's like a show of ego and bravado to be like, I wrote a joke about it and it was funny, and it's this untouchable topic, and it's so unspeakable that like if anyone can make a joke about it, that means they're really good at comedy. So like it's almost like this, it's like a challenge to them. I feel like that's why there's so much of it.
Interesting.
Where it's
I
like
could see
it's
that.
so unspeakable that it becomes like the most
the gauntlet,
alluring like thing to make a joke about.
But also so many of them set themselves up as the victim. Like it's so, that really
You mean the perpetrator?
befuddles me. No, like Dave Chappelle talks about himself, like joking, like, that may have happened to me. And there are several others who, I mean, either they're the perpetrator, you're right, a lot of them set themselves up as the perpetrator, but a lot of them also set themselves up as the victim and try to make it funny. And I don't.
Did you find any women doing pedophile jokes?
Personally, I didn't.
I didn't
know.
either. That's an interesting.
So that feels telling. And then secondarily, like when we talked about the rape joke, we mentioned a couple of comedians who may or may not have been guilty of pedophilia. Seinfeld,
well,
Woody
think
Allen.
about the person who I found the most pedophilic jokes from, and or like jokes about just like minors or young looking women, was Chris D'Elia, who, if we recall,
He's going to jail.
Is
Yeah,
going
big time.
and not only that, but has played a pedophile on a TV show not once, but twice.
2 times. Yeah.
So
Typecast.
Typecasting.
I'm just saying. It feels weird that it's only men who tell pedophilia. I agree with Mehek. I think there is a bit of gauntlet trying to pick up there, but on the other hand, like it's only men.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Weird.
feel good about that.
Yeah, me
I don't either.
Okay, great. A palate cleanser. Guys, I got you. We actually have the part of the song that I personally like the best.
The last stanza.
Oh, let's go.
Verse 3.
Told me that his Bible study would help me get into college. I told him that I'm in pre-K, so I lack basic skills and knowledge.
Then that only turned him on. He told me I'm the kid of his dreams and that he could teach me how to play doctor. It's weird he was a priest. This man tried to touch me downstairs.
I couldn't listen. It was really hard for me.
Sleepy Paul says, holy shit.
Calling 911.
That was your solo right there, right?
Jamie took that.
I had to take the timing. Sarah really did a
Sarah's
great
mad.
job.
Right, but you also introduced it as your favorite part, which is also your solo.
I forgot that I was singing.
Very
Sarah
interesting.
wrote the lyrics for that part, which is what I meant.
Not that. No. Okay.
You wrote the
like-
college line, which was my
yeah,
favorite
yeah,
line.
yeah. Thank you.
The
A lot of
like he told
transferring
me
of,
I could go to
Rhymes,
college.
it rhymes
the
well.
pre-K, the knowledge. I
Pre-K,
thought
the
that was
knowledge.
pretty. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's my favorite line in the whole song.
Thank you, Jamie.
I think
The
it's
final
funny.
line. The final line, even I think, made my insides clench.
I'm not saying something because I feel like.
My bad.
What was that line?
Sarah's-
What was that line?
Listen, I
Something
couldn't
about
think of
touching downstairs. It was something
that
along
is a
those
good
lines.
example, I think, of not editing.
I
How did you
personally think verse 2 was my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the world building of that one. And I like when
It's
you I like
Minchin-esque.
It's the most specific.
I like when you stop and you say it is weird that he was a priest. And that's in the song. That is an
I did
actual
say that,
lyric.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
really liked that because I
Same.
felt seen. I thought it and then I heard it. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Mm.
we're on the same page. Are we gonna get sued for that, by the way?
I know.
100%.
It's
We're
parody.
definitely gonna
It's
get sued.
parody. You can't get sued for parody.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if it's
Counselor.
pedophile parody,
Who's our legal team? Could we phone in legal?
Sleepy Paul Esquire. Can
I'm
you
pretty
rock
sure
time?
you can't get sued for parody. Otherwise, SNL would have been sued so
Well,
many times.
Lin-Manuel Miranda
Well-
is on the phone right now.
I know, seriously. Also, SNL has a lot more attorneys and lawyers and power.
Well,
By the way,
I
you
think we
can
should
get
take
sued.
the
It
suit.
doesn't mean they will win, but it doesn't
Right,
mean
they
it won't
won't
cost
win.
millions of dollars.
Right, they could
it'll
just
be a great publicity stunt for us.
for the podcast. It's
Yeah,
all
I agree.
PR for the podcast.
no, honestly.
This only is a
Honestly,
win.
no
for
such
us,
thing as
guys.
bad publicity. Heard. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think of the
Like
streams you'll
cancel
get.
culture.
Okay, great. So I think it's time, and drum roll, please, because the highly anticipated segment, the writer's room. So
You actually have sound effects for that, right?
I know, but I still like.
We put some
making them.
gunshots. Some really loud gunshots.
Heck, why do you have to demonstrate the gunshots?
We
Because
have
I want
In case we
Jesse
were
to sync it up.
confused.
Yeah,
want
in case
Jesse to
Jesse
sing it
wants
out.
to come out,
Gunshot, 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 gunshot.
And then
Like, that's what I want.
and then one firework right here.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse. So I think that we'd find our rules, and I would love to talk about some ideas for jokes that we have regarding pedophilia. I don't know. Does anybody have one? So
I
you got a
had an
joke?
idea, and I even wrote a draft.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I
Wow.
even
wow.
did that.
Okay.
Wow.
Someone
Okay.
prepped.
So I'll read it
Wow.
right now.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. I've got a TV pitch.
Oh.
I know this bears similarities to the hit UK reality TV show Love Island, but I assure you there is one fundamental difference. Okay. A bunch of young girls go to a tropical island. Classic, foolproof. But this time, they haven't had any work done. No. These girls are au natural, naturally hairless too. They've got a free summer. No one asking after them. School's out. As you might expect, there's a group of male suitors, but these guys are special. They aren't cookie cutter juice heads. No, they're like fine wine, aged, and generally full bodied too. They're the cream of the crop, established in business, well traveled, and even royal. The show is named Epstein's Island. Hollywood, I can't imagine you sleep on this. Maybe I'll repeat that punchline one more time. The show is named Epstein's Island. Hollywood, I can't imagine you'd sleep on this. After all, it's directly in your wheelhouse.
Love the ending.
Get him. Listen, snaps for effort.
Okay.
That's so funny. That's so funny. But there's no way Evan's gonna say it.
Okay,
well,
you think?
I can't say hairless.
The hairless.
Yeah, that part particularly.
Yeah.
But I do
Tangible,
really love the description of the men on the show. I like how you talk about their appearance. I love that part.
I will say, I think that it's a funny concept. I think in line with kind of, not to compare you two, but in line with like the Bill Burr, Dane Cook issues. Ultimately, what you said, if I could break it down, was that we should give pedophiles an island of young girls and then film it.
Yeah, it's like a treat for them for sure. Yeah.
So I think the issue there is that we're rewarding pedophiles with like young girls.
It's not a lesson. There's no moral.
I like that it's just pure reality TV, baby. No lesson.
That's
no
what
morals.
I was going for. Yeah.
I like it, and I would. I support you in this venture.
But in reality TV, the crime.
I'm along for the ride.
Oh my gosh.
The problem is, like, even in reality TV, we're not filming like sexual assault.
Right.
So there is that aspect, especially
take that out. Yeah.
Listen. I don't know. I think there is a world in which it works, though. I wonder if there's just a way to flip the script so that, like, you set it up the same way and the reveal is still Epstein's Island, because I think that's hysterical. But what if it's like they get there and it's not what they like? It's like Too Hot to Handle format.
Yeah,
They tell them it's one thing. For context, Father, that's like a reality TV show where they tell all these like hot influencers that they're gonna go to this island and it's gonna be like sex island and like they're just like getting sexed up for 10 weeks, and then they get there and the contest is they're not allowed to have any physical intimacy whatsoever, or they lose all the prize money.
Right. You lose money even just for no.
Let's do the pedophile version of like, we tell them this is what's gonna happen, but then when they get there,
jail, straight to jail.
It's like a sting off. It's like you combine How to Catch a Predator with Too Hot to Handle. That's the pitch.
Oh, that's really funny. I like that.
Does someone want to read? I just changed it a little bit. Does someone want to read like a new version?
I think you should read it.
You think I should read it again?
Yes.
My nasty British accent. Okay.
Nasty.
I've got a TV pitch. I know this bears similarities to the UK reality TV show Love Island, but I assure you there is one fundamental difference. We get a bunch of male suitors, but these guys are not cookie cutter juice heads. No, these men are aged like fine wine. They're CEOs, Hollywood head honchos, some are even royal. How do we secure such distinguished contestants? Well, we sell them the dream. A 2-week getaway in the tropics with girls that haven't had any work done. Girls that are naturally hairless. Girls that are minors. They pant like dogs and buy their plane tickets. Bingo. These pedophilic sacks of shit step off the plane in St. James to the barks of police dogs, tasers, and Chris Hansen in a pink bikini. It's the Love Island Capture Predator mashup absolutely no one's been asking for. But it's also just the kind of depraved shit reality TV XX are looking for. It's new, it's exciting, it's going to end in the destruction of our democracy. It's Epstein's Island.
Hey.
I like it.
That is so funny.
I like it a lot. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I still am not sure Evan can say it.
Still don't
but take it, forget whether or not an old white straight dude can tell it. I think it's great. I think it's a short film or a fake ad on SNL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's It's
Yes,
a
Sarah.
sketch.
Yes,
It's a little
and
short.
I don't know that it's a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you have to almost see the visuals. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we saw them as you described them, but
Right.
at the same
your
time, like
mind's
now
on.
imagine this as a 30-second commercial, and it's a
Yeah.
It's a sketch.
so
yeah.
funny. Great
Okay,
sketch.
amazing.
Wow.
Great
So
sketch.
like
Pioneer, I
successful, but
guess.
not what we're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Which is
can
what
take that.
everybody I've auditioned for has ever told me. So great.
You
Too real. Too real.
So
I would like to bring it back to the Disney theme.
oh, okay.
I
Do you want us
obviously
to
am
play
a
more of
fan
our
Disney.
song?
Yeah, right.
I think I'm okay. I think I've heard
Okay.
enough, but
Okay.
thank you for offering.
Okay.
But when we're talking about pedophilia and Disney, I can't help but bring up the fact the Disney princesses are like not legal. Do you guys know how old the Disney princesses are?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could guess, who do you think is the youngest princess? And like how young do you think she is?
Is it Sleeping Beauty?
No.
The
like
Little
she's-
Mermaid.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
Ariel,
Little
Yeah.
Mermaid would be
redhead.
my vote.
She's 16.
She's a
Ariel's
red-
16.
Okay.
16?
Yeah, she's 16. She's not
How
the
old is
oldest.
Eric
She's not the
supposed to
youngest.
be? I wonder.
Right. No, Eric has
40.
inherited his title. Yeah, no, seriously.
41.
No. Any other guesses?
Snow
Oh.
White.
It is Snow White.
Is it?
White?
Yes.
Wow.
Snow White
How old is
is
she?
Looks young.
14.
What?
No, you're joking,
No,
right?
I'm not even
Where do
kidding.
you get that from?
Snow White is 14.
Yeah,
Google. Evan, I'll introduce you to the wonderful search engine
She's
that is
Mr.
Google.
Google or Mrs. Google?
Yes, Snow White is
Wow.
14.
She looks
and
like a hag.
I know she looks like a woman and like older.
Wait,
Yeah, she's
so
14.
Let me get this straight though. So they're like that the actual old hag of that movie, the queen, who's like what? Then if she's 14,
30?
30.
Past her prime, apparently.
Master Prime, yeah,
How
halfway
old
to
are the
death.
dwarves?
Yeah.
How old?
Oh,
are they?
Woody
are
Allen's
they?
age.
Ooh.
Wait, so
Right.
that means that like she like the queen is like this 14-year-old is the hottest piece of ass in all
Yes.
the land, and
I
I need
have
to
to
kill
That's
her.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I relate to the hag.
The oldest is I relate to that. The oldest is Belle, who's like
How old is
That
she?
makes fucking sense as well.
yes,
She's
like
20?
20. It says early
so
20s.
so
is
a
her
crone
description.
who
So,
will
like-
never
Right.
A
A
true
spinster. Yes, a spinster.
She will
Spends
never
way
be
too
wed.
much time
guys
reading.
we're all in that category. We're all spinster.
rude. First of all,
Well, we're
We
we're in
are.
our 20s. We are decidedly old and disgusting.
Mhm.
By
We're currently
Disney.
spinster
Yikes.
on the way to hag.
yes,
We're
Yeah.
on the way to hag.
Yeah,
But
we're
they're
on
not
that
there
yeah,
yet.
more than halfway. Ooh.
We just
Sons
got to
of
kill a
life.
couple 14-year-olds for their youth, and then
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we could kill a bunch of 14-year-olds
Yeah.
if it was the four of us doing it together.
Wait, but why would it? Why would
Sorry,
we just
back
put
to
our
the joke.
efforts?
This turned
Teacher
into
in middle school,
This
this is
took a
getting way too
weird
real.
turn all of a
So
sudden.
I would like to abstain from the children killing, but
Okay, we'll put
Same.
that on the record.
yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say the
think-
song radicalized me.
Hey, I love that because then they'll play it in court, and that'll really do wonders for our ratings.
Yeah, inventing Anna School of Marketing.
We're playing the
So
long
funny.
game.
So,
Okay,
I-
so what's the joke here?
yeah, so I've cooked up a little something.
Okay.
You could start with like 3 Disney princesses walk into a bar, and none of them are of legal age.
They can't get in.
Right. Like, no, really, do you know how old the princesses are? Like you could involve the audience. He's like, come on,
Right.
shout out some guesses. 25? Wrong. The oldest Disney princess is in her low 20s, but is often described as 20. Yeah, that's Belle. Remember when her whole town was quaking because she was a spinster? Jesus, 20 years old and still unmarried. Outrageous. Even
Sound like my
crazier.
mom.
Right? Even crazier. The youngest Disney princess is 14. Snow White. And she lives with 7 crusty old white men. Kind of makes you wonder what Walt was thinking about. Well, Disney, what are you doing? Makes you wonder what kind of person he really was. Apparently, women are past their prime once they hit 20. I mean, I don't know about you, but my first pick would not be a 14-year-old girl.
Ugh.
Regardless of the propaganda R. Kelly has produced as of late. Don't get it twisted, people. Legal pussy always the best pussy.
Yeah, I would like to go on record as I never want to hear my father say that last line. Yeah,
this is totally unrelated to any constructive or even like any kind of
perfect. Then I would like to hear it.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I feel like we should also remember that, like, yeah, she does live with 7, old crusty little dudes, but like one of them is a doctor.
I think there's a joke there. I think there's definitely.
I like
a joke
it.
there.
Yeah.
I like
think
it
follows
for sure.
follows the rule. It goes after someone who clearly had pedophilia on his mind.
Yeah,
right?
specific. It's specific.
It defends the victims, but doesn't blame them, right? Brings in kind of a Ghislaine Maxwell-like character in The Evil Witch. And yeah, I think there's a there.
Yeah, I think as long as we can get the last line to be a punchline that I wouldn't rather die than hear my father say, we're good to go.
It could be funny.
I'm not. Yeah, I think.
You mean you don't agree? You don't think?
I definitely believe that legal intercourse is better than illegal intercourse.
Word.
But rather
the only form of.
I do not think a 50-plus-year-old man standing on stage saying that phrase that you said is good for anybody.
I don't even think that like no male comedian could tell it. I just don't think my dad can.
Well, I think that word. So I have questions around that word.
Pussy power.
So is that a word that people can use? Can men use that word?
I think it depends on the context.
Right. If you're using it derogatorily, no.
Okay.
I always
like
in that case, would it be okay for me to say legal pussy?
I think like
best pussy.
Morally, yes, it's okay.
He said it.
I was talking over it so that I couldn't hear it.
Count.
It doesn't count. No, I think that it's not wrong for you to say that. I just would, in this moment, prefer
not
if you
to hear
didn't.
it. I would prefer not to say it again.
Okay, great. So
I have to. We'll nix that part. I'm not married to that phrase. It's fine.
But I do think R. Kelly is. I think first of all, it has a K in it, so therefore funny. And I think juxtaposing. That's a rule.
What does that mean?
It's a rule.
It's a rule. The letter K is the funniest letter in the alphabet.
Who said that?
Who said
Yeah,
that?
I'm taking notes.
The same people who said double click.
Who are these people you're talking to?
Are the voices coming from inside your head? We'll
Inside
get
my
you the
head.
help you need.
Anybody with you right now?
Well, now our
Google
viewers
that.
just know you're.
So
I digress.
I think R. Kelly. I think the punchline is putting R. Kelly in this and Walt Disney together.
Yeah,
I think comparing them. I think that to me gets us to where the punchline should be.
Right.
Can I pitch it to you?
Yes. Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear what's written there. Yeah.
Okay, let me just start with the premise that pedophilia is bad.
Oh, good.
Okay. But you know who didn't feel like pedophilia was bad? I feel like is Walt Disney. You doubt me? Do you know how old the Disney princesses were or are? Since
30.
Take a guess. How old do you think
26.
Ariel
21.
is, the Little Mermaid? She's 16. Yeah. Scantily dressed with only those shells on, swimming around and 16 years old. Guess how old the youngest princess. Does anybody know who the youngest princess? Disney princess. And we don't just call them princesses, we call them Disney princesses so that the moniker is hammered on there, right? How old's the youngest? Who would be the youngest Disney princess?
Sleeping Beauty.
Tiana.
I don't know.
It is Snow White. She was 14 years old. And so hot, she had to be banished from the kingdom. Otherwise, the evil queen would try to kill her because she was too gorgeous to look at. And then she went to live with 7 crusty 70-year-old short men, right? Who were minors. Then she gets poisoned by the old hag for being too hot, right? And she falls into a deep trance. And then she's kissed without consent to wake her up. 14 years old. Makes you wonder who wrote all these films. Walt Disney or R. Kelly?
Hey.
Oh man.
Really took us
right?
for a run.
That was
a good
great.
I think
that's
a good one.
It's a kicker.
I would.
I don't think R. Kelly would like it though. Isn't that the point?
That's right.
Of what
He's going.
We lost the R. Kelly.
Straight to jail.
The R. Kelly
We
audience.
lost the R. Kelly fan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sayonara, sucker.
Yeah, peace out, Boy Scout.
So I mean, there that joke ties together two great, one clearly creepy old man and one convicted pedophile in one joke, and ends with a K. So
yeah, and if Walt was still alive, he'd be Me Too'd. So
he is alive. His head at least.
Yeah, he's cryogenically frozen.
Cryogenically frozen.
Wait, are you serious?
You
guys, his head is frozen. I'm shook.
Well, we don't know where it is,
Allegedly.
but that's the rumor. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the real kicker, real quick, before we move on to things that actually matter, is that people conspire that the movie Frozen was only made titled that, so that all of the articles about Disney's head being frozen wouldn't come up anymore, because it's all just the movies now. It's all just movie information if you Google it.
I kind of hope that the animators of Frozen worked in his head somewhere in the movie.
I'm sure they
in the ice.
Wouldn't that be great?
We have to go.
We should go watch.
If
That's
somebody's
our next
listening to
assignment for
this,
next
somebody
episode.
go frame by frame through the two Frozen movies.
What
and
can our
find
next
Walt
joke
Disney's
be about?
head.
Decapitation and cryogenics.
Sure.
I think those are objectively funny, though.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you all for listening, and I hope you thought we were successful. We'd love to hear if you did. So write to us at cancelculture_pod and let us know, do you think that we told a successful pedophilia joke? And if you think we didn't, can you write your own? We want to know. We want to hear it.
We will judge you.
Yeah, we'll judge it. And maybe if we think it's good or even bad, if you're going to take that risk, we'll feature it on the pod. Who knows?
Cool.
So write in, let us know. And until the next problematic time, this has been the Cancel Culture Podcast. Should I play us out?
Play the song.
God. Yes.
Play
the song.
5-foot frame, rope behind his back. When he calls your name, you knee him in the sack. Yeah, he loves the tweens, but hates it when we scream. We don't talk to the pedo. No. We don't talk to the pedo.
Cancel
Culture
Podcast.